Hello, I'm Lois James and this is Callum Wood, and welcome to Montgomery High School's BBC News School Report.
On the news today, a special edition of The Dress is being sold to make money for comic relief.
Fracking is becoming a big issue in the UK today as critics say it's happening in people's back gardens.
The world's largest indoor illumination is coming up to its first anniversary.
A drone pilot has been charged for flying over Parliament and Buckingham Palace.
Then we will be joining Joel and Jess for an update on the latest sport and weather.
Now, on to our first story. Are you ready for the solar apocalypse?
Skies will darken for the first time in 16 years. The eclipse will begin at 8:24am and peaking at 9:31am. Over to Helen with more on this rare phenomenon.
Thanks. Here is some more on solar eclipses. A solar eclipse occurs when the moon aligns with the sun and the earth blocking out all light. The eclipse can also be seen in the Arctic and northern regions of Europe. This will mark the last total eclipse in Europe for over a decade, the next not being until August 12, 2026. Specially made glasses that allow you to look at the sun can be purchased for around £3 on many websites. If you can't buy a pair of glasses in time, there are many easy ways to make a viewer for free. Safety is important during a solar eclipse. Staring at the sun can start a fire and kill a vital part of your eye. So remember, you shouldn't look at the sun, eclipse or not. This wasn't the only phenomenon in the sky earlier this week. Citizens claimed to have seen displays of northern lights as far as Somerset and Norfolk. And to all those with a smartphone, don't forget to use the eclipse emoji. You won't be able to use it for another 11 years. Back to the studio.
Don't forget, if you want to see this eclipse, it will be tomorrow at 8:24am, peaking at 9:31am. And remember, do not look directly at the eclipse.
On the internet, phenomenon, #TheDress, we now join Mike and Ellie as they interview the manager of the store which sold the dress.
So surely by now you've heard about the dress. Everyone's talking about it. We're here at Raymond Originals where the picture was originally taken.
Here is the real dress, which is black and blue. But now we'll go inside and have an interview with the manager.
So, what was your reaction when the dress became viral?
Well, we're obviously very surprised. I mean, the dress did actually originate in this store. The lady tried a dress on, asked if she could take a picture to show her daughter, and the daughter said, "Why are you picking white?" So that's it, all escalated from there, and obviously we're very surprised and happy that it's been so interesting to everyone.
So, how has the dress increased your business?
Well, obviously there's been a lot of interest. We put the dress in the window. Lots of people coming into the store talking about the dress and seeing, what colour they think it shows up. For the business, it's done really well because I believe it's sold out online. The company are now going to auction a white and gold one for charity for comic relief. So the chance to bid online for that.
Well, that's already ended.
Has it ended
Yeah,
now?
it went for 1,000 units.
Did it? Last time I looked it was 640, so it went for over 1,000. That's
You've managed
fantastic.
to do a lot of good with the dress. You've also done for Salvation Army.
I believe so, yes. I'd seen it highlighting abuse, domestic abuse. So,
Do you have any other charities that things up with the dress?
not that I'm aware of, no. I believe we're on American Idol as well with it. Yeah.
So fair enough it's gone viral. How did you react when celebrities were commenting about the dress?
Well, it's all bringing interest to the business, isn't it? And lots of people have been saying, do you realise Taylor Swift's commented and Kardashian, etc. So that was really good, really interesting. We've also had team crews from Germany, news group in Germany, and also a guy came from America, and it's online, so you can see it's all been interviewed about the dress online for America.
Next up, fracking is affecting people in Northern Ireland, Glasgow, Edinburgh, Preston, Southport, as well as the Fylde.
Fracking is a process of drilling into the earth to release gases that contain water and sand that are injected into rocks, which will enable the gas to flow smoothly.
A decision about whether fracking can take place on the Fylde coast is due to be made by the local council on the 30th of April. Over to Jade and Alicia.
Hello, we are reporting for BBC School Report. I'm Jade and I'm here today with Alicia to talk about fracking.
This matter is very controversial and there are protests all over Blackpool taking place. The decision is going to be made on the 13th of April here in Blackpool.
There are chances of flooding, pollution, building damage and possible death situations if fracking does take place.
If it didn't happen in Blackpool, I don't think it would make that much difference.
I don't think they've looked into it enough.
Do you know anyone who has been affected by this so far?
No.
Only villages, nice villages perhaps.
Yeah.
What?
I don't think
Overall,
they get
do you
rid
think
of
this project will help at all?
Yes.
Yes.
100%.
Do you think that fracking will be good effect or bad effect on people?
Well, I watched a programme in America a while ago, some American people. They were saying what disabilities the people is a cause to drinking the water after the fracking. So
I'm actually out with
I don't know particularly.
For the next story, we join Victoria at Blackpool's Illuminasia. They will be talking to the manager, Phil, about the popular attraction.
Hello, we are reporting here at the Winter Gardens for the BBC Schools News Report. We are here to talk to Phil, who is the General Manager at Illuminasia. As Illuminasia is approaching its first year anniversary, we are here to find out about whether there is anything new happening.
Illuminasia is the world's largest indoor illumination experience. It combines the craft of traditional Chinese lanterns with modern lighting. It features 6 zones, including the Mysteries of China, the Blackpool Experience, the Planetarium, Land of the Giants, Under the Sea, and the Wonders of the World, which is complete with a 30-metre-high model of Blackpool Tower. The attraction is situated in the Winter Gardens and is suitable for all the family.
When Illuminasia first started, did you have high expectations?
Yes, we did. We knew that Blackpool had a history with illuminations, with the promenades and displays that have been happening for over a century. So the idea was that we would build on that by bringing lanterns with Chinese technology and Chinese know-how to Blackpool and to the Winter Gardens, combining the best of what Britain does with the best of Chinese expertise and tradition.
Illuminasia's popularity increased during the year.
It has, yes, as with any of these new attractions, you need people to come through to try the attraction for themselves and see whether or not it lives up to their expectations. And we're happy to say that people have been very pleased with it and have recommended it to family and friends and use social media to spread the word about Illuminasia.
Do you think it will carry on being so popular until it's closed?
We hope so, and in an effort to make sure we do so, we're adding new attractions to the venue, and we're putting in a few new things for this coming year as the Easter is the start of our second year.
How long did it take to put up at the start?
6 weeks. It took 56 artisans from Shanghai who flew in 6 weeks to build everything that you can see around.
Are you happy with how Illuminasia has turned out?
Very happy, and I will be happier still once Easter comes and we have our new elements to take us into the season for 2015.
This tunnel, as part of the new adjustments, is being changed so it has more of a Chinese feel to match the room you enter next. The Illuminasia was visited by Juno Temple, who acted in Maleficent. She visited last week for her new film called Away. They filled the room full of smoke to get footage of the film.
A drone pilot has been charged after allegedly hovering a drone over the Houses of Parliament and Buckingham Palace.
Nigel Wilson, 42, of Nottingham, has also been accused of flying over Premier League grounds without permission. This could be dangerous, as the small drone can weigh up to 7 kilograms and cause severe injuries when falling from a height. You might have noticed the skies have been a little grey today.
Well, that's because there is pollution coming from the Sahara. Over to Ellie and Beth with the report.
You might have heard about the toxic smog pollution that was high yesterday, but today was expected to reach dangerous levels of fog arriving from the continent. This morning the nation was on high alert, with most areas affected, especially the north, in areas like Sheffield and Doncaster. The smog reached a dangerous level last year, in which 1.6 million people suffered from dangerous asthma attacks. The smog is formed when pollution is high and there isn't a lot of wind. A combination of particles builds up to create a log. Dr. Woods, head of the British Lung Foundation, warned, during periods of moderate high pollution, people with respiratory conditions can find their conditions worsening.
How can you keep yourself and loved ones safe? Experts warn people with asthma, people with heart and lung issues, children and the elderly to check the weather forecast before leaving the house. Also, staying away from polluted areas like busy roads and always carrying around your inhaler. If you feel yourself getting any worse, then contact your GP as soon as possible. Don't wait for the pollution to subside. Short-term effects to pollution are discomfort and irritation to the nose, throat, eyes or skin, headaches, dizziness and nausea.
Now we head over to Joel with the latest update on the sport.
It has been a tough and disappointing season for Blackpool Football Club, on and off the pitch. Currently placed at the bottom of the Championship, they are 18 points adrift from safety and have only scraped 22 points in 38 games. With just 8 games left in the season, Blackpool are in need of desperate measures. Many angry fans believe that club owner Carl Oyston is to blame for their atrocious performances and results this year. One of the many talking points of this season is that the unpopular owner is not spending money where it is most obviously needed, such as refusing to buy players at the start of the season when Blackpool could hardly even field a full team. Controversially, in August, they only had 4 substitutes for their match against Nottingham Forest. With only 1 week to go before the Championship starts again, Blackpool have not only 15 players, not one of them a keeper, at Mike Hillier posted. This is just one of the many comments on social media. Another contentious issue is the horrific pitch that the team have to tolerate. 2 years ago, Oyston described the state of the pitch as a shambles. After being contacted by the Football League last month, he has been forced to address the condition of the pitch for the remaining games of the season before it is completely relayed during the summer. Furious fans have shown many acts of frustration towards the club by throwing tennis balls onto the pitch last year against Burnley, posting abusive comments towards Oyston on social media and organising protests inside and outside of the stadium. Manager Lee Clark has been described by some as Oyston's puppet, such as on Twitter where the Cruyff way said Lee Clark, puppet, #Oyston out. However, many would praise him for taking on the difficult role at Poole when morale was low. We want to know your say on this, so tweet us using the hashtag and some will be shared on the next programme. More football news now. First of all, there's been a lot of protesting from Blackpool fans this season. Why do you think this is?
Well, first of all, Blackpool are bottom of the Championship table at the moment, and football fans just want to see their team win, don't they? So there's also a lot of off-the-field issues. Blackpool were in the Premier League 4 years ago, and with that they got £90 million as prize money for getting to the Premier League, and a lot of the fans feel that they haven't invested that in a way they should have. So there's a lot of angry and frustrated Blackpool fans around at the moment, and to be honest, I can't really blame them.
How do you think these protests are damaging the club's reputation?
Well, they're certainly not making the club's reputation any better, are they? People are seeing in the public eye that the Blackpool Football Club's fans aren't happy, but I don't necessarily think it's damaging the club's reputation at all. I think the fans care about the club, and if anything, it shows that the fans do still care about Blackpool Football Club. So I think it's good. I think the day when people stop protesting and caring is the day that we all should worry. And when, like I say, when the team are bottom of the league, fans should be upset.
Obviously, Blackpool are bottom of the league. What do you think the main reasons for this are?
Well, there's a number of reasons. Obviously, the way the club's run and the lack of investment plays a big part. Then they made mistakes in the summer. They appointed Jose Riga, who was a Belgian manager, who didn't get on with the chairman. They constantly had arguments and rows. That led to them not getting the players they wanted in the summer. And if you remember, Blackpool started the summer with just 6 players. 2 weeks before the start of the season, they only had 12. No goalkeeper. And if you're a professional football club, you can't go into a season with 12 players and no goalkeeper. So from early days, they struggled. They had the worst start in the club's history. And from there, it's just snowballed. Once you have a bad start in football, it's really difficult to recover. And unfortunately, Blackpool just haven't recovered.
Is the pitch a priority for next season?
Well, yeah, you're talking about the state of the pitch. The pitch at Blackpool's not good enough. It's the sort of pitch that if my Sunday League football team turned up to play on, they'd be disappointed in. It's simply not good enough. And yeah, it has to be, because if Blackpool want to be at the top end of, they're going to be in League One next season, if they want to be in the top end of League One and challenging for promotion, they're going to want to play good football, and you can't play good football on a pitch that's full of sand and mud. So absolutely, that's a huge priority.
Does the condition of the pitch contribute much to the poor form?
Possibly. I don't think Blackpool's squad are particularly good this season, and the fact that they're getting beat away from home as well would probably suggest not as much as people think, but it certainly doesn't help.
If Blackpool's aim is to gain promotion back to the Championship, what do you think is the key to completing that?
Stability is the first thing. They've had 3 managers this season. They've had 4 managers in the last calendar year, which is too many. They need to start thinking about long-term investment in getting the squad in place. Investments are key. They need to get better quality players in, which obviously costs money, and that's what Blackpool Football Club don't like spending. But they need to get a manager, whether it's Lee Clark or whether it's not, who's the current manager, stick with him, give him the money, give him the proper infrastructure to improve the club, and ultimately get some good players to the club, because you don't win football matches unless you have good players.
Thank you. Thanks, Joel. Now we have Jess reporting on our weather.
Hello and welcome to the BBC Weather Report. Today's to be dry with some sunshine for the best part of the UK once the misty and gloomy conditions have cleared. However, more cloudier conditions are expected in the central, eastern and southeastern England, with isolated showers possible in the southeast. The northeast of Scotland is expected to have some rain for tonight. For tonight, clear spells will develop over England and Wales, but tonight will probably be cloudier in the southeast and far south. Cloud and rain is expected in the northwest Scotland, spreading south into other parts of northwest Britain. Tomorrow will be generally cloudy at first, perhaps with some breaks in central England and Wales. Sunnier spells will develop in southern parts, but cloud and intermittent rain in the northwest will continue spreading south. Fairly cloudy this weekend and some bright spells, especially on Sunday. A brisk wind is expected in the southeast on Saturday. A band of rain will move south on Monday, with colder and showery conditions in the northwest. That's all for the weather. Goodbye. Thank you for watching.